now, YouTube comments with Jacksepticeye.
Jack doesn't get noticed on nature walks because his hair is green and the trees are, so when people see him, he looks bald. Yep, these days whenever I go out on nature walks, I have to be tethered to somebody else when I'm walking around. I need a nature buddy because otherwise people are just going to be like, where did Jack go? He's invisible. Luckily, I'm super pale, so I just shine like a beacon in the night, so I never really get lost. I hate pizza. Is that bad? Everyone's a unique individual. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. Some people are just really fucking wrong.
Yes, that's fine. You can hate pizza if you want.
Jack, if you think Ireland is boring, why don't you move out? What? Hey Jack, I remember reading somewhere that you knew Korean. I'm kinda trying to learn Japanese. Do you have any advice for those who are trying to learn different languages? 네, 한국말 조금 할 수 있어요. I know a small bit of Korean from a while back, but not enough. I was never really good enough to be able to hold conversations. I would just amalgamate words together to form sentences. So they were very clearly, like, if anybody who spoke Korean natively or fluently talked to me, they'd know a mile away that I had no idea what I was doing. But it was enough to try and pick up different things here and there. But I do have some advice if you're trying to learn a language. I'd say try to learn a language that you're really interested in. Don't learn a language just because you think it's cool. I mean, you can, but it's much harder to learn it that way. I think learning a language just for the sake of learning a language isn't really going to stick with you. If you have a really strong interest in Japanese or any language that you're trying to learn, then it'll make it so much easier to actually focus on it because you'll want to. Also, maybe engross yourself in different parts of media involving that language. Like, I'll take Japanese as the example for what you're saying here. If you're learning Japanese, a really great way to actually learn Japanese is to watch anime, which sounds silly to a lot of people because it's all that like weeaboo culture and there's a big stigma towards that, but it really does help to reinforce certain words when you hear them over and over and over again. And sure, people in real life don't speak like people in anime do, but it's enough to actually keep the language going in your head. Because if you're just learning a language from a textbook or from audio tapes or something like that, it's very hard to use it, to practice it, to put it into real applications. So, because when I went to Korea, I learned way more in the 2 weeks I was there each time than I ever did when I was on my own at home. And then I would go back and I'd watch like Running Man, which is a popular Korean like reality kind of show. And that really helped to just kind of hear the words and to hear the language. Because a lot of trying to learn a language is all about like slang or different terms that you say informally or formally. Like the way people talk to each other is much different than the way you learn it. And also you pick up on body language and little tiny things like that. So, I don't know, I'd say learn a language that you can hear a lot. Because sitting down and reading textbooks can only get you so far. Jack, are you a virgin? I actually was a virgin until today, and then I went to IKEA for the first time and changed everything. What happened to your hat, Jack? Nothing. I just actually stopped wearing it. I didn't want to wear it anymore. It's right here, though. I can put it on anytime I want. See? It's just like the old days again. So I just stopped wearing it. Jack is such an innocent snowflake. No, hold on. Snowflakes, sure, everyone says they're innocent and everyone claims that they do no harm. But have you ever seen a murderer and a snowflake in the same place at the same time? Huh? Think about it. Did I think about it? Did that even make sense? Think about it. We're born from and dick. Science's magical questions answered finally at last. You hear that, everyone? We were born from and dick. You can pack it up, science. Go home. It's over. We found it out. Do you regret piercing your ears? I had a friend who got those big loops and regretted them. He did get them fixed, though. No, I don't regret piercing my ears. For anyone who doesn't know, I had my ears pierced. And then I had 10mm gauges in them. But when I took them out, they never closed up because, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody said to me that if you go above 8mm, they don't close up again. If you stay at 8mm and then you take them out after a while, your ears will shrink down and reseal. I don't know how true that is. So I went to 10 anyway. I've had them out for years and years now, and they've never closed up. But I don't regret getting my ears pierced or like making them big. I didn't have them huge. 10 millimeters is like that. It wasn't that big. So I don't regret actually getting them done. If anything, this acts as like a cool little reminder that I had them done at one point, and I liked them when they were in. They suited me, and they were cool. And sure, I could say that it was part of a phase because I was into heavy metal and all that kind of stuff, but I really liked them when they were in. I just took them out because I think I kind of grew out of them, even though they still suit me, but I don't know. I like having them in. I don't regret anything about that. I do feel for the people though who get them like huge, and then they have to take them out later because they realize, oh, that was a mistake. But people are different. Why is your mustache a different color from your beard? Or can you even call that a beard? Oh, shit. I'm being called out real as fuck right now. Do you hear that shade? Do you see it? Do you smell it? What's that? What's that smell? That's the smell of shade and comedy right there. I don't fucking know. Ask the pigments in my skin why it makes certain parts of my face different colors. I don't know. Hello? Can you answer that? Hey Jack, is it still weird to talk to a camera? Because it can't talk back. No, it's not weird. It was only weird for like the first month when I started doing it, because you start realizing a lot of the mannerisms that you didn't know you did. I would sit there and I'd record, and then I'd say certain things, or I'd act a certain way, or I'd see my face more than I ever had before from a different perspective, from like a third person perspective. So it was a little strange then, but these days it's completely natural. I'm absolutely natural around cameras now. And it's weird because my mind goes to a strange place when I'm talking to the camera, because I don't feel like I'm actually talking to a camera. It in a weird way, it actually feels like I'm talking to people, talking to you guys. That sounds silly, but if you actually do this kind of thing, you'd understand what I'm talking about. It's like you don't feel alone. You actually feel like there's somebody else here in the camera. And I also have, like, Robin edits a lot of videos as well, so when I'm talking and then something needs to happen or a certain edit needs to happen, sometimes I'll say it to the camera because I need him to know what I want in the videos. So it never feels like I'm actually alone here recording anymore, which is really cool, because if it was weird talking to cameras, I think I'd be very wooden. I'd be very I wouldn't be very dynamic anymore. And I really like that, because it actually feels like people are here watching, listening, playing along with me. And that adds for a lot more spontaneity and a lot more dynamism. What's your opinion on drawing on yourself with pen? I mean, if you wake up someday and you're in the mood to draw, or you need to write down something, and there's no paper around, or your phone's out of battery, or something like that, I mean, skin is a great canvas. You can draw on your skin, and that shit will stay for a long time, so go out there, draw all over yourself if you really want to. It's cool. Is he getting mature? Lots of emojis. Probably not. Hey, come on now. I'm mature. I'm mature when I need to be. I mean, I did move into a new house, and I moved country, and there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people don't see that need very, very adult and very strong business decisions to go on all the time that people don't see, because, I mean, why would you need to? That stuff, there's a lot of personal stuff that I'm very mature about, and I'm very, very mature when I need to be, when serious stuff is happening. But, I mean, in my videos, a lot of silly stuff goes on. I play video games, and I yell at them, and a lot of crazy shit can happen in those video games, so I don't really need to be that mature in them. But, on the other hand, there are games that I've played where I've been very mature with, like playing something like that Dragon Cancer, or The Beginner's Guide, or Presentable Liberty. Games like that, I was very mature about. Spoon! Fork! Jack, don't get a fidget spinner. I swear, as long as I live, I will never get a fidget spinner. You have my word on that fidget spinners will never be a thing around me. Don't worry, I have your best interests at heart, but fidget spin, how do you maintain the positive? Maintaining positivity doesn't have to be this, like, huge goal that you have to do. Maintaining positivity is basically boiled down into small moments. That a lot of people want to be positive in their lives, or a lot of people want to be positive in their day, or in their job. And these are like very big continuous things. But if you try and be positive in like the moment to moment aspects of your life. If I'm doing something, if I'm recording a video, that hour or so, 20 minutes to an hour, whatever it is that I have to record, that's one small little positive moment in my day. And then the next recording is another small little positive moment in my day. Well, hopefully nothing goes wrong and pisses me off. And then going out and doing different things in my life, those are little positive moments in my day. So it's all about breaking up your routine and getting the most out of each aspect of your life. And yes, it sounds hippy-dippy and it sounds cliche, but it really works, I think. Or at least for me, it does. Because, well, first off, I should disclaim that you don't have to be positive all the time. That's a completely ridiculous goal to try and achieve, to be positive all the time. Maintaining positivity and trying to get the best out of your situations, that's a bit of a different scenario. But you are allowed not be positive sometimes. You are allowed to get pissed off. You are allowed to get angry. I don't like getting angry, but sometimes it happens. Big diff. We're all human and flaws come out every now and then. But if you want to be positive in your day, if you want to be positive in your life, in your job, try and celebrate the little things. If you do something that's just like nothing, if you write down your to-do list for the day, celebrate that. Be happy in what you do. Be proud of the little things that you do each day, I think. And I mean, there's a million different ways that you can tackle this. This is just one little tiny way that I like to try and maintain positivity in my day-to-day life. I could talk all day about this. I could give lots of different bits of advice, but I don't know. You just kind of have to go out there and just do it. You have to go out there and grab life while you can. Go out there and make the most of the time that you have. Because you only get one trip around on this big wheel of life. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to wait around for the good things to happen. You have to make the good things for yourself happen now. You have to try and be as happy as you can be in the scenario that you're in. Not always possible. Some people have it very, very hard to be happy. Some people are in completely terrible and rough, dire situations, and I very much sympathize with that. And that's, again, there's a lot more nuance to this. It's not just as simple as being, go out there and be happy. There's a lot more to life than just being positive. But if I can motivate people or give some sort of semblance of advice towards that kind of aspect, then I will try my best. But just know that it's okay if you're not positive all the time. It just means that you're human. Sean says, I have so much energy. Me? Is that even possible? Never underestimate the power in a change of environment. It does absolute wonders to reinvigorate you. Mind, body, soul, whatever. It really just motivates you to do more. At least for me, it did. Moving here and getting this new office and getting everything set up was super exciting. And it was a really cool challenge to be able to do it. And I'm surrounded by a much more creative atmosphere and environment, I think, living here. So for me, it completely blew my mind out how much more I could do here. And it's just like a new thing to tackle, a new challenge to tackle. Because when you do the same thing over and over and over again, like uploading videos, the same types of videos over and over again in the same environment, in the same house, in the same place, then it can get inside your head a small bit without you even knowing, because complacency sets in, and then you start getting, I wouldn't say bored of what you do. You kind of start taking it for granted, and you do things by the numbers. No matter how much you might love it, that stuff can still set in, because it's a routine, it's a schedule. So coming here and tackling this and doing all new things really boosts the mind. It really gets the juices flowing again. And sure, the same kind of thing could probably happen here if I'm here for 4 or 5 years again. But that's when change has to happen again. So don't look down on people who like change. Don't look down on people who want change. I know it's scary. And I know a lot of people seeing me come here and seeing the change of environment is very scary for them, because you get very comfortable with what you know. And seeing me in a similar environment every single day, and then for that to suddenly change feels like you get the rug pulled out from underneath you. Almost like your safety blanket is gone, because something that you look to that was very consistent and very reliable is suddenly different. And then it kind of creates this sense of instability in you. But please bear in mind that change is necessary. Change is, for me, is good, because it gives me far more like fire in my belly. It just reignites that spark to get stuff done again. And in my mind, that means for better content. It means for better videos, at least happier content, where I'm not stressed out. I'm not sitting here doing things by the numbers, that I feel like I'm actually like getting back into my mojo again, which I really feel like I have since I moved here. It's been an incredible boost in my self-esteem and my motivation and my inspiration, so please keep that in mind as well. Change can be scary, but change can also be absolutely fantastic. And I'm still here, I'm still the same person, so that's not gonna change. So you use me as the reliable source and ignore the background. The background is supplementary. The content, the games, the whatever I do, and the personality is still all the same. That's still here. Your ears have holes! Yeah, they do. Most people's ears have holes. It's how most people actually listen to things. Let me ask you something. Can you hear what I'm saying right now? Your ears have holes too. Your old neighbors are probably like, oh yes, our prayers have been answered. We sleep well tonight. Yeah, it was weird. Moving out, I was super excited for my neighbors because living in an apartment where you share walls, even if they're concrete, thick walls, you can still hear stuff. You can still hear people walking up and down the stairs. And we could even hear TVs next door if they were up loud enough. And you can hear people, if somebody shouts, like if people had guests over, if they were drinking or something, you could still hear that. So me recording, people could definitely hear that if they were in the rooms next door. And granted, I did record mainly during work hours when most people would probably be out of the house going to their jobs. But at the same time, whenever I did have to record when people were around, they were probably getting very annoyed with it. So I was very happy for my neighbors when I was moving out. Okay, well, that's it for this episode of Reading Your Comments. Note to self, don't wash and dry your hair right before you record, because this fucking staticky shit happens. This was a good episode. I feel like we got some real talks in there. That was fun. I'm glad about that one. That was a lot of fun to record. Onwards and upwards. Let's keep going. More reading comments. 100,000 more episodes. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face. Hi, campus! And high fives all round. Whoopish, whoopish. Thank you guys, and we'll see all you dudes. Let's play! The room is still not 100% yet. I have lots more foam pads that I have to put down. Shit.